So we wanted to let you know kind of broadly what is in this $2 trillion stimulus related to combating COVID-19, especially when it comes to the economic consequences this has had on American workers, small businesses, larger businesses as well, and on the country. So what's in it? What's in it for you? What's in it if you're a small business or if you work for a small business? If you make less than $75,000 a year as an individual, you'll be eligible. You'll receive $1,200 from the federal government. If you make less than $150,000 as a married couple that files jointly, you'll be receiving $2,400. Plus, you can receive an additional $500 for each dependent child you have. So this is in a one-time deal that will be going out to Americans. Now, if you make more than that, you can still receive funding. You will still receive these checks. You will just receive less amount, and it goes up to about, I think, just under $200,000 for a married couple filing jointly until it's phased out completely. So it's really to get at the heart of the American worker. Now, second, what's also important here is the loans that are going to be available to both small businesses and corporations. And what's key here is for small businesses, two key parts. These loans, number one, can be turned into grants that you don't have to repay. So long as the loan is used for payments of like mortgage and utilities or your rent and payroll. That's key. And what's great about this provision also is that it includes nonprofits. And what does that mean? Churches. So churches out there, with so many churches that are operating without, they may be doing digital services and services online where people are tuning in from home, they are eligible as well. Usually they're not. So churches are going to be eligible for these funds. Now you've got to follow the same rules. There's also money available too for the airline industries that are getting hit hard, for the hotel industries that are getting hit hard as well. A lot of this is to encourage employment continuing, to continue to keep people on the payrolls. The holdup to this was not the size, it wasn't even the scope, it wasn't even Democrats and Republicans specifically. It was Nancy Pelosi and those on the radical left of the Democrat Party, specifically in the House, who wanted to add a bunch of extra items that had nothing to do with responding to COVID-19. So, for instance, a $1 billion slush fund for the abortion industry and Planned Parenthood, which would be a workaround the Hyde Amendment. That is no longer in this legislation, in this stimulus package. Parts of the New Green Deal, things about corporate board diversity and carbon emissions for airline industries. I mean, the airline industries are hurting enough right now. None of that got included. So the big loser in this actually was Nancy Pelosi and the far left members of her party who were trying to use this crisis to put into place far left policies that would never otherwise have any chance of making its way through Congress. Well, because we've been working around the clock, and we literally had our teams working around the clock, working with members of Congress, pointing all these provisions out. They were all stripped out. It's key to understand what's here. We've been providing a lot of updates both online at aclj.org and through our radio broadcast, but we wanted to let you know here too, somewhere you could share so that people know what's in it and especially know what's not. Make sure to share this video with your friends and family, and I encourage you to go to aclj.org. Use it as a resource because we've got a great legislative and legal team following all of this, tracking it all, and explaining it all for you.